Hey guys, this is Elle. Welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a completely different kind of video. I actually did a questionnaire a few weeks back on my Instagram channel asking you guys what kind of cartoon characters you would like me to draw in my style. And a lot of you guys answered, and they were all over the place actually. There was Powerpuff Girls, there was Velma, I think, from Scooby-Doo or something like that. And then there was there was a particular character that you guys asked for a lot, and that was Ariel from the Little Mermaid. So I thought this was a perfect type of character to basically channel my aesthetic with the redesigning of a particular garment from the movie. And I picked the pink gown that a lot of you are going to be familiar with. I personally was not a fan of that gown when I first saw it, and I still am not a fan. It's not that it's a combination of the pink, clothing with the red hair. I think that's actually a really cute combination, but I just think that the gown itself was not very flattering for Ariel. I mean, let's be honest, she looked better in her purple shell bustier with her, green fin, but I thought this is actually a great opportunity to redesign it and actually make it in my own aesthetic. So let's get right into that Little Mermaid Ariel evening gown extravaganza redesign. So like always, we start off with a fashion figure, and in this case, we're going to pop on an Ariel face. And if you notice, my Ariel face is changed up a little bit. I made her a little bit more sassy because I just want to update everything about her. And here I am updating her hair just a little bit. I kind of did like her original hairstyle, but I wanted to make it a little bit more modern. So I took some inspiration from my girl, Paris Hilton, as you can see here, and I love the way it looks on her. And now we get into redesigning that dress, and I took a lot of inspiration, or should I say I did a lot of research on couture fashion shows, and I landed on this particular Valentino dress. I love the way it has so much volume around the shoulders, and I was about to recreate almost the same look when I thought, no, you know what? She needs to be her own entity. I need to figure out how to do this in a way that will complement Ariel in her aesthetic. And then I decided to do fur. I figured it would be something that a royal princess would wear, and it would be so fitting of her to do so. So here is where I start drawing that fur piece on her. And as you can see, it looks like it's all one piece draped across her front, which would have been cute until I started drawing the waistline on it. And then it just kind of wasn't working for me. So I figured I needed to approach this in another way. And what I did is instead of doing an entire piece through the front, I gave her a plunging neckline, which is a la Jessica Rabbit, and then I turned that fur piece into a bolero style type of piece. I really like how it looked on her, and then of course I added that super sexy thigh-high slit that is totally giving me Angelina Jolie vibes. And for her footwear, I decided to go with a fur-strapped stiletto heel sandal with a pointed sole front. I love how it looks on her. It makes the entire look a little bit more sassy and a little bit more fashion forward. And now we're getting to that point where we're filling our girl out with some solid color. And as I'm doing this, I wanted to let you guys know that I had been putting this type of video off for quite some time. I know I wanted to do these princess videos, but I, for some reason, thought that I wasn't going to enjoy it, and boy, was I wrong. I am having so much fun doing this. I love how I, recreated almost a new character, but then at the same time, it's still Ariel. Like, you can totally tell this is still Ariel, but she's just updated and a little bit more current. She's actually giving me like red carpet vibes, and I am so into it. And now let's get into shading that face. And this is always one of my favorite things to do when I'm doing these sketches. I really like chiseling out cheekbones and their jawline and then their forehead. I mean, it's so much fun. You can really create such a different face by just the mere shadows. I really enjoy this part. And as you can see, I updated my girl with a more elongated eye shape and fuller, poutier lips because I mean, who can resist a poutier lip? I know I can't, so I gave it to Ariel. And also here, let's not forget to shade out the rest of her body, as well as giving her entire body and her face some highlights. Let's also go into her hair and give her some shadows to define some of those curls. Now let's move down to her dress and also start adding those shadows to define her body. Let's also add some highlights to make this look like a satin fabric. And now let's move up to that first shawl and start adding some features and shadows to really make it look like fur. And as I'm looking at this, I really love how it's almost creating like a heart shape. It's giving me Saint Laurent vibes. I don't know if you guys remember this jacket, but I was totally in love with this jacket when it came out. And I'm loving how this actually started looking a little bit like that. Now let's move down to those high heel sandals and start giving the strap and the sole some metallic looking details, as well as also giving the fur the same type of fur streaks as we did her shawl. And now we're back to her hair and we're giving it highlights to really make those soft curls pop. I really like Ariel's hair. I think that was one of my favorite things about the movie. I really loved seeing how they animated it while it was going through the water while she was swimming, and then also how they styled it once she was out of the water and she was wearing that pink gown like I mentioned before. I really do think that that's one of the things I like the most about Ariel. Now let's spice this dress up with some glitter details at the top and bottom of the dress, but I opted for a smaller type of glitter at the bust piece and a larger on the skirt just to give it a little bit more interest. And if you notice, I did keep one thing the same like the original dress, and that is a V-shaped waistline. I wanted it to be a little bit reminiscent of the original design. Since the original dress has gauntlet sleeves, I wanted to give her something that would be a little bit updated to that. So I gave her opera style fishnet gloves that are topped off with freshwater pearls because of course she is from the sea, and I thought this gave it such a cute touch. And let's also give her some updated matching pearl earrings. And now it's time to beat Ariel's face, and I opted for very minimal eyelashes because I saw that the eyelashes across her entire upper part of her eye were not working. And then I gave her some also updated eyebrows and a smoky lavenderish type of eyeshadow and a pink pout. I really love how she turned out. She looks so dang cute. And now it's time to throw on those Mendoza Gram sparkles. And of course, at the very end, last but not least, my signature. And here is Ariel, all complete. I am totally loving her new modern aesthetic. She looks so sexy, oh my god. Unlike that old frumpy gown. What do you guys think? Since I enjoyed doing this video so much, please comment down below and let me know what other Disney princess you guys would like to see in an upcoming video, because I am more than willing to continue with this series. And like always, please remember to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my future upcoming videos, and please share this video with all your friends. It really does help me out a lot. In addition, please remember you can follow me on Instagram with the name mendozagram.art, where you can see all of my completed sketches, cool doll photography, and be able to participate in questionnaires for upcoming content on this very channel. And I will see all of you in my next video.